So depending on where you live and where you're a citizen of, there are a couple steps that you may need to take prior to submitting for your EIN number. And so if you're a U.S. citizen, you have a social security number, you can go direct and apply for that EIN right away. Now, that can be done online. It's a very simple process, and there's not a lot of, I would say, hurdles to jump through in order to be able to facilitate that process. Now, if you're a non-U.S. citizen and you're trying to apply for the EIN right away, well, you would need to have a social security number to do that. So the other option to get the EIN is completing what's called an SS4 form. So the SS4 form is for non-U.S. citizens who may have an EIN, and you'd be able to fill that form out, and then you can either fax, mail the copy in, whatever it may be, and that'll allow you to retrieve your EIN. Now, there's a couple of different layers in the process. If you do, let's say, register in the state of Wyoming, you'll have everything registered through that mailing address and through that registered agent office, which you can then use on your SS4 form. And so with the combination of an EIN, which we'll talk about here shortly, and the SS4 form, where you would put the address of the registered agent, you'll be able to successfully complete the process and receive your EIN. Typically what will happen is that it'll get mailed out to you, whether that's to your address in whatever country you live in, or to the address of where your registered agent is, which will collect that information on your behalf. What we'll go through now is just the next steps in sending in the application for the EIN. Once you submitted it, again, you would just submit it via mail, or if you want to fax it in, you can do that as well, or have the registered agent collect it on your behalf. So great. The EIN now has been either sent to you via mail, whether that's to your office or your home here in the U.S. or your residence in whatever country you reside, or it's been sent to your registered agent in one of the states that we mentioned before. You now have your employee identification number, which allows you to operate and start doing business within the U.S., right? And as we mentioned, there's two legs of the pendulum, and which we'll get into further, is that there's the business requirements, and then there's also the personal identification requirements, which we're going to get into next.